Hello, we are looking at the surface area of 3D shapes. Before before in our previous videos, we discussed that 3D shapes are containers. So you can actually look for that previous videos to go ahead. So today we are looking at the surface area of 3D shapes, and our focus is on cube and cuboid. So first we need to understand what surface area simply means. Surface area means that when you open the 3D shapes and you convert it to a net, so what is the area it will cover when you spread it apart like this? Like for cube, we know that everything on a cube, all the faces are equal, so every face is expected to be equal, and it has 6 faces. But for cuboid is expected to have 2 faces that are equal. So like we have it here now, we have this face is equal to this face, so we can call them A. So that means A faces are equal, we call them A are equal, B are also equal, and CC are also equal. And in total, if you count all the faces of a cuboid, you will see that there are 6 faces as well on a cuboid. So right for a cube is 6 faces and cuboid is 6 faces. But how do we find the surface area? So the surface area of a cube is 6 into length square, 6 into length square. That's the surface area. That is, you find the area of a face, then you multiply it by 6. Like if you check this now, you will see that the area of this one, if we can find it and multiply it by 6, it will give us the surface area of this cube. And for this cuboid, there are 2 ways you can actually write your formula out. So let's take the first one. So we may say that it is 2 multiplied by 2 it is 2 multiplied by length breadth plus length height plus breadth height. So the logic is that you take 2 lengths. So let us assume this is our length and this is our width and this is our height. So the logic is that you make sure that you multiply length and width or breadth together. Then don't forget that we may call this breadth, so let's use it as breadth in our working. Okay, so we call this length times the width or the breadth, and length times the height, and the next one is height times the width. So that's what we have here. So meaning that in your formula, B is expected to come twice, length is expected to be paired twice, and height is expected to be paired twice. That's just the logic. That's the logic for the formula. So you do not need to crack your head as to what is it. Just know that it has 6 faces. Area of a face multiplied by 2 is what gives you. Or you may also write the formula like this: 2 into bracket length breadth plus 2 into bracket length height plus 2 into bracket breadth height. So you may also use the formula as this. So either this or this will definitely give you the same answer. So either that or either of the 2 will give you the correct answer. So now let us allocate figures to what we have on the board, having known our formula. So let us know the length for this is the length for this shape is, let's say, 11 cm. So that means the surface area for this shape, first we call the formula, that's 6 times length square. Okay, so that would be 6 times 11 square. So 11 square will be 121. So that would be 6 times 121. So 6 times 121 will give us 786 centimeter square. So surface area is always in centimeter square because it is derived from area, because area is in centimeter or meter square, and in some cases maybe inches or something. So now let's look at this, our cuboid. Let's look at our cuboid. So what's the surface area of our cuboid? What's the surface area of a cuboid? What's the surface area of a cuboid? So let us assume our length here is 6 cm, our width here is 3 cm, and our height is 5 cm. So let's take it that way. Let's find the surface area of this cuboid. So to find the surface area of this cuboid, let's apply the first formula. So that will be 2 into bracket of length, breadth, that's 6 times 3. So 6 times 3 will give us 18, plus length, height, that's 6 times 5, which will give us 30, plus breadth, height, that's 5 times 3. 5 times 3 gives us 15. So the addition of everything will give us 63. So that will be 2 times 63. So 63 times 2 will give us 126 centimeter square. So this is how to find the surface area of cube and cuboid.